Hello children, welcome to the online edu classes. Today we are going to discuss Civics chapter 6 Political Parties part 2. After watching this video, the learning outcomes, the children will be able to actively participate in the political process of the country, suggest ways of reforming political parties in India. The topics we will cover in this video are national and state parties in India, challenges to political parties, how can parties be reformed? Let us discuss the difference between national party and state party. A party that gets at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha election or assembly elections in 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha is considered as a national party. Whereas a party which gets at least 6% of the votes in an election to the legislative assembly of a state and wins at least 2 seats is considered as a state party. National party, it has followers throughout the country, whereas state party has followers only in 1 or 2 states. It has a national outlook and state party has a regional outlook. National party demands are for the entire nation. State party demands are for a particular region. Some of the example of state parties are Akali Dal, All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Now let us discuss what is recognized political parties. Every party has to register with the Election Commission. Election Commission gives some special facilities to large and established parties. They are given a unique symbol. The official candidates of that party can use that election symbol. Parties which get such special facilities are called recognized political parties. Now let us discuss about the 7 national parties of India. The Indian National Congress. The Indian National Congress, INC, is one of the oldest parties of the world. It was founded in 1885. Under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the party sought to build a modern, secular, democratic republic in India. It is a centrist party which supports mixed economy. It works for secularism, welfare of weaker sections and minorities. It supports economic reform. Now the next national party is Bharatiya Janata Party, which is also known as BJP. BJP was founded in 1980 by the former leaders of the Bharatiya Janasangh. It wants to build a strong and modern India and protect ancient cultures and values. Cultural nationalism or Hindutva is an ideology of BJP. It demands the complete integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India. It demands a uniform civil code. It demands a ban on religious conversion. All India Trinamool Congress AITC. Launched on 1st January 1998 under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee. It was recognized as a national party in 2016. The party's symbol is flowers and grass. It supports secularism and federalism. It has been in power in West Bengal since 2011. It has presence in Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Tripura. In the general elections held in 2019, it got 4.07% votes and won 22 seats. Now it is the 4th largest party in the Lok Sabha. Bahujan Samaj Party, BSP. BSP was formed by Kanshiram in 1984. He wants to secure power for the Bahujan, which includes Dalits, Adivasis, OBCs and minorities. It draws inspirations from the teaching of Sahu Maharaj, Mahatma Phule, Periyar and Ambedkar. It worked for the welfare of the oppressed people. Next is Communist Party of India, CPI. It was formed in 1925. It believes in Marxism, Leninism, secularism and democracy, opposed to the forces of secessionism and communalism. It accepts democratic elections as a means to secure social and economic justice. Became weak after the split in the party in 1964. Significant presence in Kerala, West Bengal, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. It advocates the coming together of all left parties to build a strong left front. Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPIM. CPIM was founded in 1964. It believes in Marxism, Leninism. It supports socialism, secularism and democracy. It opposes imperialism and communalism. It accepts democratic elections as a means to secure social and economic justice. Enjoys strong support in West Bengal, Kerala and Tripura, especially among poor factory workers, farmers, agricultural laborers, and the intelligentsia. Critical of new economic policies that allow the flow of foreign capital and goods into the country, was in power in West Bengal without a break for 34 years. Nationalist Congress Party (NCP). It was formed in 1999 due to a split in the Congress Party. It supports democracy, Gandhian secularism, equality, social justice and federalism. It wants only the natural born citizens to hold high offices in the government, a major party in Maharashtra, and has a significant presence in Meghalaya, Manipur and Assam. Now let us discuss the challenges to political parties: lack of internal democracy, problem of dynastic succession, use of money and muscle power, no meaningful choice to the voters. This all we will discuss in the next slides. The first challenge is lack of internal democracy within the parties. In most of the political parties, power is concentrated in the hands of one or two leaders at the top. Parties do not keep membership registers, do not hold party meetings, and do not conduct internal elections regularly. Ordinary members do not have any role in the decision-making process. They do not have the means or the connections needed to influence the decisions. As a result, the leaders assume greater power to make decisions in the name of the party. Since one or few leaders exercise paramount power in the party, those who disagree with the leadership find it difficult to continue in the party. More than loyalty to party principles and policies, personal loyalty to the leader becomes more important. The second challenge is dynastic succession. Leaders on top have unfair advantage to favor people close to them or family members. Top positions controlled by the family members of one family in most parties. This practice is unfair to other members of that party and is also bad for democracy. People who do not have adequate experience or popular support come to occupy a position of power. The third challenge is money and muscle power. Since parties are focused only on winning elections, they tend to use shortcuts to win elections. They tend to nominate those candidates who have or can raise lots of money. Rich people and companies who give funds to the parties tend to have an influence on the policies and decisions of the party. In some cases, parties support criminals who can win elections. Fourth challenge is no meaningful choice to the voters. Very often, parties do not seem to offer a meaningful choice to the voters. There is not much difference in ideology among parties. For example, the difference in Labour Party and the Conservative Party in Britain is very little. They agree on more fundamental aspects but differ only in details on how policies are to be framed and implemented. In our country too, the differences among all the major parties on the economic policies have reduced. Those who want really different policies have no option available to them. Sometimes people cannot even elect very different leaders, either because the same set of leaders keep shifting from one party to another. So now let us discuss the reforms. As political parties face above mentioned challenges, there is a growing need to reform the system. So many serious efforts were made by the legal organizations to reform political parties, like anti-defection law. Defection in politics means moving of a person from one party to another party for some personal benefit. It means changing party allegiance from the party in which a person got elected. So to check defection, the constitution was amended to prevent elected MLAs and MPs from changing parties. This was done because many elected representatives were indulging in defection in order to become ministers or for cash rewards. Now if any MLA or MP changes parties, he or she will lose the seat in legislature. The Supreme Court passed an order to reduce the influence of money and criminals, and now it is mandatory for every candidate who contests elections to file an affidavit giving details of his property and criminal cases pending against him, if any. The new system has made a lot of information available to the public, but there is no system of a check if the information given by the candidates is true. The Election Commission passed an order making it necessary for political parties to hold their organizational elections and file their income tax returns. The parties have started doing so, but sometimes it is a mere formality. It is not clear if this step has led to a greater internal democracy in political parties. Let us discuss some suggestions to reform the political parties. A law should be made to regulate the internal affairs of political parties. It should be made mandatory for political parties to maintain a register of its member. It should be made mandatory for political parties to give a minimum number of tickets, about 1/3, to its women. There should be a quota for women in the decision-making bodies of the party. The government should give parties money to support their election expenses in kind of petrol, paper, telephone, etc., or in cash. Vote casting should be made compulsory in each election. Data regarding castes and religions, OBCs, SCs, STs should not be utilized during election period in any form. Thank you, children. Here we end up this chapter.